Good morning, everyone. How are you? This is Thursday, the 14th of January, and we're in the home stretch now. And before, I've been very, very reluctant to ask people to get involved because if you're unprepared to get involved, a lot of bad things could happen. Like they could send in the temporals or the drones to attack you, and now that's been cleared. And we're in the home stretch. A lot of things have happened, but I'd like to go right to the punchline and ask you to do a prayer. And this is a very, very specific prayer. It's a prayer of gratitude and appreciation. And what you do is you fill yourself with happiness, gratitude, and appreciation. And then I'm asking you to say, well, heaven's asking you to say, thank you, Galactics and Blue Avians, for closing down the child trafficking operation and arresting those involved. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Galactics and Blue Avians, for closing down the child trafficking operation and arresting those involved. And, like I said, they had lost the ability to produce temporals and drones here on this planet in the MyLabs. That's what MyLabs are really all about. They had a whole list of things, but the predominant thing was to create these temporals, which could come into our home invisibly and use weapons on us and attack us. And the drones were also invisible. And I really don't understand how the technology of that. But I knew that they really hurt. And I knew that if people got involved that weren't prepared for this kind of thing, that they could either be killed or damaged. But that has passed. And so when they lost their ability, they started calling in other ships. And there's a wonderful video that I found from Galactic Connection and posted it. And it showed literally this wormhole and a ship coming through. And so I put it under whatever it's called, the list called My Vids, so you can see for yourself how they come in. And this is the way these dark entity reptilians come in. And but the wormhole, we've been working on the wormhole. And a statement from heaven is, about 2 a.m. a ship came through the wormhole that was above CERN. And it had 238 dark entity reptilians and a fresh supply of temporals and artificial intelligence drones. Similar to the last group, but not quite the same. These males are from the star system Anilum originally, but now live in another galaxy. And I did a DNA reading for the other ones. It's very complicated. I can't even remember how to pronounce their name. I'd have to look it up. It's very complicated. But they were from galaxy number 2, because the guy, or that group of 412, they were living in 3 different galaxies, and it was galaxy number 2, but I don't know the name of it. And these are pronounced, which I have no, it's K-Q-U-T-A-H. Quetzalcoatl, T-S-O-K, Quetzalcoatl reptilians, or whatever. I'll write it down so you can pronounce it your own way. And they brought in 1,500 temporals, but about 300 of those were destroyed between 6 and 7 a.m. Eastern. And because the facilities have been destroyed here to produce them. And the dark side has completely exhausted all of its options. And enabled with the intent of many concerned citizens. And that is us. What that means, when they say the dark side has completely exhausted all of its options, enabled with the intent of many concerned citizens, the galactic forces had the permission they needed to destroy the facilities that produce the temporals, drones, and the clones. And what that means is our prayers. Our prayers were sent out into the universe, and we were saying, thank you, universe, for closing down these facilities where they're produced. And what that did was that gave the galactic forces, these people who have the technology to do this, because we can't, we haven't been able to do it, but it's just simply our prayers. And the more that we focus on the end result, thank you for closing down child trafficking and arresting those involved, the more that we enable everyone else, people we don't even know exist, that those prayers enable them to come in and do, because the Galactics, they can't just come and fix stuff. We have to basically not just ask for help, but do it so in a specific way. It's like the law of attraction, The Secret. Remember The Secret when that came out? It's basically all the same. The laws of intent. I mean, I'd like to read the rest of this, I'm sorry. most of the equipment involved also with the transhumanism experiments have failed. And this, I've only confirmed once or twice, but 176 DARPA employees have been arrested. And these were the Nazi scientists. And dark entity reptilians here of Earth, they've been around for thousands of years, and then when their physical bodies are exhausted, the Archons would just take them and put them in different bodies. This 176 arrests occurred at 8:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's Thursday today. And now the CIA have been taking responsibility for operating the MyLab systems now, but heaven says this isn't going to last long. And I'd like to use an example to show you how powerful this is. And that's when, remember when everybody found out about trans fats, and it was like the number one cause of the number one killer, heart disease, in the country it was the number one ingredient in all of our food. And because trans fats cause heart disease, everybody was dying from that. And we say, well, how are they doing that? Well, the cause of that isn't the main ingredient in all of our food. And when Americans found out about that, it's like everybody said, wait a minute, I want food without trans fats. And you saw all these like Whole Foods and Fresh Market, Fresh Time, Earth Fare, all these wonderful grocery stores that are severely limited with GMO products. Usually they only have them if they are unaware that they snuck them in somehow. But everybody in America said, wait a minute, I want food without trans fats. And within a month, all of a sudden you started seeing, within weeks really, it was just like, oh, trans fat free, trans fat free. And that was because everybody said, I want food without trans fat. And that's how it works. When we focus on the end result, we get it much, much faster. And everybody's been praying, and that's been working great. And now heaven is asking us to do a specific prayer. And we say, thank you, thank you, thank you, Galactics and Blue Avians, for closing down the child trafficking operations and arresting those involved. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Galactics and Blue Avians, for closing down child trafficking and arresting those involved. And I really, really thank you. And think of all the children, think of all the hundreds and thousands of children that you will be saving their lives just by doing this. And just even if you only can do it once a day. You know, I walk around thanking God pretty much all the time, because it's like every day is an alien invasion around here. It's just not, a few hit or miss things. It's 49 months of dealing with all this crap. But it's predominantly over now. Thank you so much. Thank you for doing this prayer. I love you, and God bless your hearts.